Hey yo, what's happening TMM bro? This keep on another episode. We back. Shay spinning, you know what it is. Bringing you the best and the dopest in the game right now. The hardest working in the game. Bafetu, you know what it is. Last episode was dope. Today's episode is gonna be dope. But again, we know we gotta take that list real quick. We wanna give a big shout out to New Dimension Music. Shout out for believing in our dream, believing in us. And if you do need all your musical equipment, go check them out at New Dimension Music. Facebook, Instagram, everything they there, buddy. And you know what it is. If you want to be part of the fam and you want to hang and tell us what you want on the show, you like, you subscribe, you click that bell, you get a notification. It's that easy, spot. But now you know what we're here for. We're here for the business. We're here for the hustlers. We're here for those that want to grind. So let's get straight into it. Another artist, a dope one, and I'm bringing you probably one of the illest artists right now in the game, guys. I'm bringing you a guy that I feel like has done a lot of work out here, man. International connections, hardworking, keeps himself on point. It's a guy that you guys want to meet. It's a guy that you guys finna go check his music out. But Sinani Nyazo business like Suyenza Ranjani, who Big Fish, aka Transit, he brings you the guy. So let's hear it straight from the guy. Business Tracks, aka the Big Fish, TMM. Let's get at it.
When I pull up to this clip, this women always show me love. When I pull up to this, they all ask for a set. Yeah, tell them check it out on the mag.
Like we said, people, we're bringing you the illest, the dopest, the littest, the guys that you guys finna know about. Not the guys that have been doing it. No hate, no shade. But guys, once again, we bring you a dope artist, guys, that I'm sure you guys are gonna enjoy hearing the story about. He goes by the name Phonixthecool. Homie, what's poppin'? What's bragging?
I'm all good though, it's bracket.
Easy, homie. Easy, homie. You know how we do. We say bless. Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Feels
you
good
know?
to be here, man.
Yeah, bro. I feel like it's definitely one for the books.
Definitely.
One for the books. Phonixthecool. You know, I feel like personally, before we spoke, I didn't really know much, and that's nothing bad, bro.
Yeah,
you know, you
yeah.
gotta get people get into your shit. So I just want you to real quick just tell the people out there who Phonixthecool is and what he's about, and yeah, just give us
Phonixthecool,
a young one.
So Phonixthecool, man, I like to describe as all-around creative, easy guy, chilled, easy to talk to. Fell in love with music at a young age, at around 12, 13.
For sure.
Yeah, so I like to call myself an all-around creative because I don't only like to box myself as just a musician.
Yeah.
Because I started off as a dancer as well.
Oh, dope.
So I did everything around music. So I did dancing as well. I draw graphically, which is why I say all-around creative.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fell in love with music at a young age 12, 13. Did my thing with a group called the Maniacs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where it all started. So that's what Phonixthecool is about. He's about being creative in the space of music, whether it's dance, just musically.
You're entertaining
Yes,
artist,
sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bringing you the multi-talented, inspiring. Come to TMM and check us out. But yeah, bro. Let's start with the whole crew thing, bro. Very interesting, man. We spoke of said how I'm super impressed at the stuff you've done and the amount of time you've been in the game, you know. So yeah, bro. Like I want to get into where it all started. 2010, right? Maniacs. That's a crew, right?
That's a crew.
Yeah, just recap me and the fam out there, Uti, what that was about and how that came about.
Yeah. So Maniacs crew, man, started in high school.
Yeah.
So since I said before, fell in love with the music, was dancing before. So just being creative in school with friends, rapping, break time, writing raps, your amateur raps, that you know. So just being a collective and being interested in the same things, you know, with a bunch of guys, 5 of them, my closest friends, still my friends now. We just decided let's form a group. Why just dance only?
Yeah.
Why can't we just create music and do the whole
artists
thing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're like, why not? So we formed a group called the Maniacs. Formed a group called the Maniacs. It was 5 of us. From there, we did our thing. Obviously, recorded from like a laptop at first. Just only a laptop. Basics. That's all we had at the time.
Yeah.
So we did our thing with that. It was easy back then. The reason I say that was because if you're in high school, and you're popular in high school,
Yeah.
it's easy to brag.
And
so
the pressure
that's how
as
we
well.
used to market as well. So break time, we tell the whole school, hey, we got the song, go download this on Dancify Hall.
Yeah.
The whole school is downloading it.
Yeah.
So if you got 500 people in the school, that's 500 downloads a pop. They know other people from outside the school, so that's how we used to just market. So SMB came into the picture, SMB Babs.
Yeah.
They helped us.
For sure.
We lived in the same apartment as them, so
Yeah.
they caught on to our music. They're like, these kids are dope, they're passionate, confident. We like you guys' style, you sound different. We want to manage you guys.
For sure.
So we were looking at what they did everything on a high scale. You know, we were like, damn, these guys.
Especially back then.
They still doing anything now.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Yeah, they used to do events back then too. So they had like big names in the event. They were like dope, you know. And I still thank them today for what they did, because they showed us Durban. I was still at 13.
Yeah.
I didn't know what was going on. They showed us like the nightlife, like where the events, people to network with, you know what I'm saying?
The whole business side.
Yeah. So Maniacs was doing like shows at age, we were 14, but we were in the clubs.
Yeah.
Performing alongside Questa, alongside Black Coffee, alongside Casper.
Yeah.
At age 15, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I wanted to get to. Like looking at what you've done, bro, like I said, very impressed. The time you've been in the game, for you is a long time, but like for the listeners, like, this guy's not in 2010, you know, don't you do 20 or something, you know. But I want to get into that. Like you've been on the same stage as Abu Questa, Cass, you've done Miller Lite and all that. Just real quick, bro, was that like the influence from SMB? Because I know for a fact, like you just said, bro, like they do bring a lot of big artists onto a platform where they could share with the guys that are on the come up, you know. Was that mainly them that got you guys in that?
Not mainly, because we knew how the game worked and how everything was done, but I would give them credit for them exposing us to those shows, because we didn't know how to maneuver around it, but we were aware that there's events like this, there were, you know, people that exist like this, but we didn't know how to get to those platforms. So they helped us, they put us on their shows alongside these people, so we'd gain reference through that, and then we'd build on that. And then obviously Benny Maverick also picked us up from there. He was like, yo, who's these kids? I saw them, you know what I'm saying, SMG, these guys are nice, I want to help you guys too. So we're like, damn, that's great.
And that's big up, Benny Maverick. Shout out to the guys that are helping out.
So Benny Maverick does Good Sunday, you know. He put us on F-Inc. official launch party for Rick Ross when Rick Ross was coming down in 2015. We did that, we opened for that, you know, so it was great. We got to meet a lot of people through them and network, and then, you know, just study how everything's done in the game.
And when I get to, hey, Rick Ross is by the opening for Rick Ross. It's buddy, I won't lie, that is definitely something I want to get into, bro. Like, how was that? How was that, like, knowing that, hey, yo, I'm now opening for Rick Ross? Like, bro, like, for me,
that's the funny thing. Like, we were so young, but when I look back at it, like, we were so confident. Like, we were the youngest, nobody knew who we were. And I remember the time we had to perform straight off the Quest. They'd give us like the sets where it's packed and everything. So we'd perform at like 2 o'clock when it's like packed.
And you know it's pumping, And
then I remember that specific F-Inc, they were like, you guys are going off the Quest. Like, bro, Quest is like probably the main actor.
Yeah, he's highlighted.
The main, like, how are we going? Nobody knows who we are, but we were always confident, like, you know, so it's always a great experience, because, you know, you get to learn, you get to beat these people. So I'd say it was really dope, man.
And like, bro, like, that's what I want to get into now. Now that you're a lot more grown up, you know, definitely from the time you had started till now, like you're speaking about, like, the level of confidence back then. Do you think now your level of confidence is more strategized? You know, like it's a lot more controlled? Because I know for a fact as well, like at a young age, you definitely, there's a few things you don't know, there's a few things you overlook just because and I love what I'm doing. Now, what's the scenario now? Is it a lot more controlled, or do you still feel like that confidence is there?
Definitely. Because I only dropped my first mixtape in 2018, but I started in 2010. But along the journey with the Maniacs, we've always had people who taught us to do work individually. So they always come up to like me and say like drop a mixtape individually or Friday. They tell Friday drop. But we're always like, no, we're not gonna do it because we don't feel as if we're ready musically.
Yeah.
So we're better off making music as a collective.
Keep
so
that together.
So people would always approach and try to, break the crew up. Someone would be like, we want you, but we want to sign you alone. We're like, no, bro. Like, it's either you take all of us or
it's nothing. Yeah.
So eventually, when we got older and we learned more, got comfortable on the mic, recorded more, we realized, actually now we're strong to do Maniacs, but also branch out individually. So that's when everything starts. So 2018, I recorded my first mixtape as an individual artist.
And when I was going through what I had to research about you, my homie, so now I get a chance to listen to this mixtape. Where I'm like, hey, this really photoshopped, you know what I mean? Dope tape, bro. Dope tape. Just take us through the process, bro. What I picked up, like personally as a fan and as also a musician myself, is I picked up a lot of different skills that you bring together, And I always ask this to most of the artists that sit down: is it a natural thing? Is it planned? But yeah, just take us through that process.
I think it's basically about finding yourself and knowing your sound. So with me, being in the game for so long, I never ever wanted to make a mixtape until I identified my sound. That sounded different. I didn't ever want to sound like anybody else.
Yeah.
I was like, until I find my identity, I'm then gonna make a mixtape. So you have the different sounds and different styles in the mixtape because I got comfortable with what I make and I understood what I make. So I was like, okay, this is my roots and these are the different styles, genres. So it's about comfortability, just recording more and finding your sound that you're comfortable and sound good at. And then that's why you have these different varieties. So I'd say it was just recording a lot and practice. So Photoshop, right? It's tied to Photoshop. A lot of people are, why are you calling it Photoshop?
I was about to ask you that. Thanks for taking my job.
Why are you calling it Photoshop? So I'm gonna explain it, right? So it goes hand in hand with the Maniacs situation. Since we've been around since 2010, so we stopped in like 2017. Most Durban people and industry people thought we were gonna make it as a collective because of what we were doing, and people had a certain perception. So when we stopped and started doing things individually, people were like,
what's happening?
What happened to the Maniacs now? People are talking on Instagram, Twitter, and all of that. So I titled my mixtape Photoshop because Photoshop, obviously, the real term is something it's an image that's altered.
Yeah.
So with us, we were perceived in a certain way of how we move, how we living, or what happened to the crew. We never ever explained why we stopped.
Everyone photoshopped the actual picture.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So there was a certain perspective out there, the way people viewed everything. So I was like, okay, cool. With my mixtape, I'm gonna make a storyline that unpacks the stories of how everything went down. Why the Maniacs stopped, how do I move, how we living, because if you listen to it, you hear I'm name drop and I explain like situations, like it's just a story. If you listen to it attentively, you hear that it's a story. So that's why I titled it Photoshop. It's perception by people of an altered image, and I'm just unpacking the truth.
Yeah. And like, bro, like with the whole Maniacs clique, right? So you guys, like you said, you start picking up yourself, you start understanding you, right? And then these things, like from what I've picked up, is things start happening for you. And one of the few things that I really am impressed by, I feel it's one of the few things that make me gonna go into studio every day and just keep doing what I'm doing, is the fact that you work with an international, like say, wait for this one, like say, you know what I mean? Like, wait for this one. Homie worked with the game. Yeah, not the Monopoly, the game, from G Unit, Tell us about that, bro, because that was very impressive. Bro.
Yo, bro,
very impressive.
That was crazy. Crazy. So how it happened was, the internet's powerful, bro. That's what I'm gonna say. The internet's powerful. So I dropped Photoshop, obviously, my first mixtape in 2018. So Game was doing, he posted something on his Instagram that he's helping upcoming artists to, put them on and whatever. So my cousin saw that, he tagged me on the post. So I looked at the post, he's like, I'm helping upcoming artists send your music. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, that got like 100, like hundreds and thousands of comments and 1 million likes. My game's not gonna see my stuff, bro. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not sending that thing. And you know how we set up our Instagrams, our music's on the bio. So I woke up like the following morning. My cousin had tagged me, but I didn't do anything about it. I woke up the following morning, DM from Los Angeles Confidential. I'm like, whoa, that's the game. And I had to go check. I was like, is it really him? Like,
definitely go check.
I went in, like, it's a verified account. His message on the DM, he's like, yo, bro, your stuff is tight. I really messed with you. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
That must have been like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I replied, I'm like, yo, thanks, bro. And he's like, yo, listen, I'm doing this mixtape for upcoming artists where I'm gonna try to help them with my name and put them out there. So I want you to go on it. And I'm like, yeah, sure, bro.
Why the game?
So he gave me his email.
Yeah.
I emailed him about like 3-4 tracks. He picked one, he's like, I like this one, and he put it on there. So he dropped that with a bunch of like US artists as well. So he put that. So that helped my mixtape and stuff. Because a song I got called Times 50, 48,000 streams after that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then I got a song called I Deserve It with a guy from the UK called Trap God.
Yeah.
So that did 200K on Spotify.
200K, yeah.
So straight after he dropped that tape, like my numbers just shoot it up. That's crazy.
And that's like the amazing thing, bro, is that like I said earlier, bro, I hadn't really heard much of your stuff until obviously we spoke to your manager, and you know, and I'm in my head, I'm like, okay, this guy is really at that point, you know, and this is where I want to go to. I want to go to the whole top 10 at BBC chart, right? That for me as well, like, bro, from the game to international charts this body. What else can you ask for?
Bro.
What else can you ask for? The guy's got it. Tell me a bit about that and the feeling, bro. The feeling of seeing that happen week in and week out. Because if you're on a top 10 chart, it's not for a week, bro. It's a couple of weeks. Just how was that like for you, and how was the growth after that? Like you just said, with the game, the numbers shot up, right? Now with that, how was that now actually helped you grow as well? And how was the feeling, bro? Because some of us haven't experienced it yet, you know, so we're gonna hear it from the guy.
I know it's a great feeling, bro. It just shows that you're doing something right. Because it's annoying when you go in the studio every day and you drop music and you don't get the results that you want. So messages from the game and like charting, it actually tells you, you know what, I'm actually doing something right. I need to continue pushing. So that came about with the guys telling me about Trap God. So we did a 50-50 deal where a song goes in my mixtape and it goes in his. Since he's from the UK, so it's gonna promote me in the UK. I'm from SA, it's gonna promote
him down here.
So we did that. So obviously he's doing his thing big in the UK as well. So obviously that BBC's in the UK. So it charted on BBC, the hip hop charts in the UK. So UK people were starting to, who's this guy on this record? And starting to fall onto my stuff. And DMing me producers from the UK, DMing me talking about let's work. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I was just basically getting like a market from like overseas a lot. People after like them hearing my music or profiting towards them. So it's amazing feeling, but I still can't believe it.
All these amazing things. What's next, bro?
I think it's basically consistency. Keeping the same pace and it's working. I don't really like to say this is what I'm gonna do next, and because you can't predict, you know, you never know. You might say this is what I'm gonna do next, it might not happen. The consistency and not giving up is what got me here. And it got me all whatever I'm dealing with. So I think that's it for me. Is just continue to make music and then see where it takes me.
So no Spicy Energy tape coming out, he's singing, or you're
I
just gonna keep
definitely
that?
got an EP coming. EP. This early this year, around April, I'm thinking of dropping an EP. I'm dropping a single, probably next month.
For sure.
So yeah, definitely a project produced by New Age in the UK, Slow Waves, Peace Sign. I got P Dog on it as a feature.
Shout out P Dog.
I got
SA what's poppin'.
I got MX.
From
each fam, I got MX on it. Who else? I Oh, quite a few, but
yeah. They can wait for it.
Yeah, you'll see.
They can wait for it.
But definitely an EP and a single next month.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm gonna be honest, that's definitely one I'm gonna go check out. Like I feel like even for you guys, now you're gonna know how you're gonna know the singles coming out and the EP and everything. The homeboy is gonna tell you where you can find him, how you can find him, how you can book him. Homeboy, tell your people what's popping.
Phonixthecool on all platforms. That's basically it. Phonixthecool on every platform.
Yeah, that's simple.
Sir.
Yeah, bro. From the TMM crew, thank you very much for coming to sit down with us. It's very hard to find talent out here that actually has a story that, I'm not saying there's no story that's worth telling, but I feel like obviously we've got people that we gotta give the music to and the show to, and you're definitely one of the people that we want to see in a couple of seasons to come, you know, talking about your awards, talking about your journey, bro. Keep it up, you know, keep staying humble. Keep putting South Africa on the map. Thank God you're from Durban. You know, keep putting Durban on. But yeah, bro, it's really been a blessing sitting down with you. Very motivational. And we hope only the best things will happen to you in the future. Near future, for this bag. We can't be waiting for too long, you know? So my bro, once again, shout out from the TMM team, my friends too. You know, you and your whole team are really just doing the most, man. You know, shout out. Maniacs, go check them out. Phonix the boy, but hey, you know what it is. Benson's Tracks, who say really out here, and he's brought them to you. Benson's Tracks is gonna head out, get something to eat. See you next week, and the boy is gonna leave you with a nice performance. So, my friends, see you on the next episode. It's your boy Benson's Tracks, aka the Big Fish, aka enthralling. Out. Peace.
Yeah. On the section. Nigga, I don't play around. On the section. On my mama, my nigga, I hold it down. On the section. Yeah. I don't play around. On the section. On my mama, my nigga, I hold it down. No games. Check what I'm packing. Yeah. Under 25, nigga, look what I'm stacking. Look what I'm stacking. I'm in the city, shawty tell me what's happening. I got the whole hood with me, and he screaming was cracking. On my mom. New entry, breaking the system. Yeah. You can learn a thing, but make sure that you listen. Check the fit, see I'm good with the mix, and after put some chucks on, see you walk to the kitchen. Yeah, it's either now or never later. Yeah. Always counting me out, now I'm doing the major. Still at it, chasing the paper. In my hood, I'm the king, call me Phonix the savior. Let's go. Yeah, and you know what it is. Yeah. I just keep it moving and I handle my bed. See, you know what it is, nigga. I just keep it moving and I handle my bed. On the section. Nigga, I don't play around. On the section. On my mama, my nigga, I hold it down. On the section. Yeah, I don't play around. On the section. On my mama, my nigga, I hold it down. Yeah. Skip. Coldest walk in Africa, and I ain't even tripping. Yeah, I give off a different feeling. Started from the bottom, took the vibes to the ceiling. Durban 031. Yeah, you know that's the city, I'm the chosen one. Man, I'm the chosen. Yep. Started off from nothing, I blew the shit up, now we're young and something. Yeah, so I put it on the section. Yeah. Tell me who the shit, all I see is my reflection. Homie, I ain't even flexing, they didn't give a damn, now they swinging my direction. Now everything just switched up, I put my fist up, Durban City I twist up. I could never slip up, I stay built up for the homies I lift up. On the section. Nigga, I don't play around. On the section.